This podcast is brought to you by the MAHWAH High School Sports Talk Club.
Welcome back, Thunderbirds, to the MAHWAH High School Sports Talk podcast. You're here with Nicholas Bostico,
Chase Moskowitz,
Matt Kelly,
Daniel Almash,
Joey Smith,
And Mr. J.
We got another great show for you as usual, and let's kick this off. We got the NBA playoffs right now. We have the conference finals, the Miami Heat playing the Boston Celtics, and the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Denver Nuggets. So let's go around the room, guys. In your opinion, what do you think has been the biggest surprise of the NBA playoffs currently?
Okay, honestly, I think my Warriors getting absolutely obliterated on the offensive
The
end.
question was, which team do you think has been the most surprised?
It's the Heat.
It's the Heat.
Jimmy for three.
I'm telling you right now, Jimmy has just been unreal. You don't even understand. Like, this guy's been carrying the team on his back along with Bam. I honestly think that he's just the best player in the playoffs right now. And besides Jokic, I think Jimmy is very great.
Honestly, yeah, we're talking about the Heat, but what about the Lakers, 7th seeded? Like, are we surprised?
I'm not surprised because you could never count LeBron out of the playoffs. It cannot happen. And, me being an avid Warriors fan, I want this man out of the playoffs any year I could get. Because I don't want him winning the 5th ring. I want Steph winning the 5th ring. I want Steph on that Mount Rushmore.
I agree. No, I don't. I think, but I mean, you can't deny LeBron James' talent, though. He's basically pulling this Lakers team. Has been doing very good. In my opinion, he's been like very much of an underdog lately. I don't know. A lot of people don't really talk about him that much, but I really like his performances lately, and taking out the Warriors really early, I thought was a very big surprise because, the Warriors, they just won the championship. And to be like a second-round exit like that, just for this dynasty team that they have, it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense.
And LeBron's in his 19th season.
And I wouldn't cut out any of these 8 or 7 seeds. They could be dangerous.
Jimmy's an 8 seed. The Heat are the 8 seed.
Miami just won last night. They're up 1-0. Do not underestimate these 7
They took one from the Garden, too, in the fourth quarter. 0 field goals attempted by the Boston Celtics. Just unbelievable how one can just go so high and then it can all come crashing down.
And I mean, 45 points in the third quarter is just
my God.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah. What about you, Matt?
Speaking of LeBron James, though, I don't know if you guys heard, but the San Antonio Spurs have the number 1 overall pick from the draft lottery, and I think everyone knows who they're taking. Victor Wembanyama out of France, 7'4", 220 pounds. He's very skinny, but I really think he could be something. It's either he's the best prospect since LeBron, and best prospect I think overall. Matt, what do we have to say about the current NBA?
Oh, I think because I'm a Knicks fan, I remember watching the Miami Heat versus New York Knicks game 6. It was literally heartbreak, but you gotta give Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo a little
credit.
Yeah, because their team has been the 7th seed. With a lot of 7th seeds, they usually fall out of the first round.
Yeah,
and now Jimmy Buckets is just going, rapid fire on every opponent.
Jalen Brunson I feel bad for him.
Give his heart.
We don't
and
deserve
soul. I mean,
Jalen Brunson.
it's giving up his body every time, blood, sweat.
I know.
I put my blood, my sweat, and my tears into this game.
That game 6 was just absolutely disgusting. It was Jalen Brunson got
I was
no
yes,
help.
No, maybe, yes.
Exactly.
I think
no
you guys
help
needed.
from.
I think
no
you guys
help.
needed a little Game 6 Clay, but actually no, I can't even speak. Yeah. Game 6 Clay only.
Bro, you are not talking right now.
Yeah, I know. The Warriors got absolutely dominated by the Lakers. I really thought we were gonna win that Game 6, but once I saw how dominant the Lakers were and how Steph is the only one commanding the team, is just insane. Chase, anything else?
I mean, it was just. I don't really got anything else, man. I'm just sad about my Knicks, and they lost. It was just an up and down, hard-fought game.
Don't be upset, though. There's good things to
come. Always recover.
I'm not upset. I'm just
unless if you're the New York Rangers.
I'm heartbroken. Yeah, I'm upset about the Rangers, definitely. But, it was a good season. We put our heart and soul. We got farther than expected. Jalen Brunson, my MVP.
All right, guys. Let's end this segment real quick. Who do we all think is going to end up going to the finals, and who's going to win? Let's start with Danny.
Okay. I obviously from the Western Conference, I want the Nuggets to win. I think Jokic is just way too dominant. And then, I'm not really a big Boston fan. Never will be. And I think the Heat are the underdogs in this, obviously. But in the finals, I'm really on the Jokic side because he's gonna win. I think it's either Nuggets in 6 or Heat in 7. That's what it's gonna be.
Definitely, I agree. And you, Joey?
I have the Nuggets and I have the Heat. I mean, even though the Heat are, underdogs, they just seem too powerful. I mean, after seeing that performance last night against, Boston in Boston, I don't know. I just tend to think
I was just shocked.
They're unreal.
Yeah.
Home or away.
Number 2 seed
Agreed.
just gets obliterated.
I'm gonna agree with Joey there. I really like the Heat and I really like the Nuggets, so I got them both going to the finals. But I can't really believe in this 8 seed underdog Cinderella story. It just seems too good to be true. Don't get me wrong; they have a lot of talent, but I got the Nuggets winning the chip.
Man, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. See, who I think's gonna win and who I want to win is different for the Western Conference. So I'm gonna go with the Lakers. That's who I want to win. And I'm gonna go with the Celtics. So I'm gonna go Celtics.
Ooh, that's a good.
That's
one.
actually good.
That's a really good finals.
Those are to the
2009.
Top
Yep, 2009.
2009, but also the 2 top teams with the most championships in the
Exactly. So I'm gonna in the Lakers Celtics. I gotta choose the Celtics. They were in the championship last year. I think they'll win it this year. What about you, Matt? I am going with the Heat and the Nuggets, and I think the Heat are gonna pull it out in 7 games.
Oof. And what about you, Mr. J?
Nuggets and wait, the Suns. Not the Suns are out. The Heat play the Celtics, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, it's gonna be Celtics Nuggets. I'm
Alright.
gonna say Celtics in 6.
All right, guys. So now we got the NFL draft, NFL free agency going around. So what do you think, Joe?
Man, oh man. I mean, let's start off with the draft. I mean, for the Giants, A+ draft.
Easy.
A+ draft. I mean, I was really hoping for a wide receiver in, Jordan Addison.
And they fell.
And they did.
You have the
but
right to say that, Joe. You have
They
the
did.
right.
But to say I didn't expect them to fall
All
that
4
far.
in a row?
Yeah, that far. Between JSN, Jordan Addison,
Quentin
Zay
Johnson.
Flowers, Quentin Johnston. I mean, it was unbelievable to me. And, it was a little upsetting, but seeing the Giants, trade down or trade up 1 pick, to select Maryland cornerback Deontay Banks. I mean, I was, just as happy at that point.
This guy
Obviously, I still wanted a wide receiver right after, but you know what? He is, the definition of talent. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy potential. This guy has the potential of maybe like a good Deion Sanders.
Yeah,
Really,
definitely.
He has the attitude of Neon. I'm telling you. And then also, just to see, I watched the whole draft until the Giants pick because I needed to see this pick. I saw how the draft had unfolded. You had the Packers not selecting a receiver for Love, which I think was hilarious.
The Patriots too.
The Patriots, I was shocked, but
Yep.
Gonzalez is one. I think Banks was the best corner in the draft, but Gonzalez has crazy talent too.
For sure.
But if we got either Banks or Gonzalez, I was happy. But Banks is just crazy underrated. I really think how the draft fell. I was mad when Najee went off the board. One, that was my number one receiver, and we had dinner with him. And then, oh my God, then Johnson fell. That guy had crazy athleticism, crazy height, crazy speed. And then Flowers went off the board, and then Addison went off the board. And then when I see Joe Schoen under pressure like that, trades up and gets the best corner in the draft, that's the best.
Our
GM.
defense is going to
I
be
just,
so
I just
stacked.
want to mention something about draft grades, for example.
A-.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, screw draft grades. Draft grades don't mean anything. Let me tell you something about the 2012 Seattle Seahawks draft grade. The Seattle Seahawks, and I quote from Bleacher Report, after one of the worst draft picks in the first round I can even remember, the Seattle Seahawks didn't draft any positions of need or draft for the future. Pete Carroll is proving why he didn't make it in the NFL the first time. Not only was Bruce Irvin a reach at number 15 The Seahawks proved they were oblivious to their madness by celebrating their selection. As if the day wasn't enough, Seattle selecting Russell Wilson, a quarterback that doesn't fit their offense at all, was by far the worst move of the
Proceeds
draft.
to win a championship
With
2
the
years later.
two worst moves of the draft, Seattle's the only team that received an F on draft day.
See, here's the
And
thing.
then they won a championship 2 years later.
The one that really makes me mad is the Bruce Irvin, because that guy was one of the key pieces of the Legion of Boom defense. That was probably the best defense since the Big Blue Wrecking Crew in the '80s with Taylor and just all those guys.
Exactly.
You know, something else that I wanted to point out across the Giants draft is that I'm pretty sure it was Daniel Jeremiah. He had all of the Giants prospects ranked, I think, top 50. All of them, right? Daniel Jeremiah. I'm pretty sure it was him. And the fact that we got John Michael Schmitz in the second round.
That was the steal of the draft.
I mean,
why pick Tittman before Schmitz?
And there were some people, predicting him to go in the first round. Like,
The center we got?
I remember what Mel Mel Kiper said before the draft. He said, I wouldn't mind if the Giants take Schmidt to 25. He fell so much to 57, and Tittman was taking 15 picks before him. This
crazy.
guy, 309 pounds. That's playing weight. Muscle, out of Minnesota, 6'2",
Young.
crazy, young, potential, so good. And then Jalen Hite in the third round out of Tennessee.
That was a steal.
Can we talk about our depth chart for a second?
Okay, the depth
Look
chart
at this
is
depth
amazing.
chart for a second.
Yes.
It is actually crazy. You got Darren Waller at tight end. You got it. I mean, one thing I definitely think that we can learn from this draft is the Giants trust Daniel Jones.
Yes.
And I think that's definitely
key.
From the players that they're getting now, from the pay that he just got. It's very obvious the Giants trust Daniel Jones.
You know
and I would
who
trust Daniel Jones.
needs to have a breakout year? Evan Neal. Evan Neal needs to protect.
Evan Neal did a good job last
had
year.
a breakout
He
year.
Yes,
wasn't
did.
like he
No,
wasn't
but
like Kayvon Thibodeau, but he was close.
No, Kayvon, he didn't have as many opportunities because he got held every play and they didn't call because he's just a freak.
'Cause he's a beast.
Freak of nature. He's almost like the secondary LT with the non-penalties.
And is Saquon going to be on the team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just give it some time. They're going to give him a deal.
Well, he rejected 2 deals. One for 14 and then one for like 14 and a half.
He's going to get like 16.
No, do not pay him 16.
Yeah, but according to his manager on Twitter, she said that that was false. That report that they didn't offer 14 or something like that. And I'm like, well, that's pretty interesting.
Why give him 16?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for joining, and we will see you all next time.